Welcome back to The Build. My name is Alex, and this is Garage to Home, where I'm working on converting this mechanic's garage into a single-family home. I don't really think I need to consider it a garage now that we have this in place. And it really is the little things in life that make it worth it. For some reason, I'm just so excited to be able just to simply enter through the front now, which is awesome. So we still need to do a few things just to wrap this up. One, I do have foam to put in the gaps there. And two, when I was screwing some screws in yesterday, I felt that they weren't exactly going in as far as I wanted them to. So I did get some extra long screws, really only 2.5 inches. And instead, I got a 3-inch screw. So I'm going to take them out one at a time and put in the new screws. And then eventually we will just cut down the shims and make sure this thing is ready to go. And then we do have some brick molding here that will go on the outside and really seal everything up. We have some sealant as well, so let's get that done. Shim scraps, I guess you can say. I am going to put in a few more, make sure they're flush, and that way I could just strengthen the door a little bit more, put some more screws on either side. All right, now I have some spray foam to put in. The biggest thing to note when I do this is just to get low pressure spray foam. You don't want that high expansion foam to then be pushing everything in, so they make that specifically for windows and doors. And it might look like I'm overdoing it right now, but once this dries, I could just cut it away. Okay, now I want to do the outside as well. I haven't done the top yet. I do need to grab some of these extra shims and still screw in the top there, but I'm really not going to like get it super tight because then that would pull up the door. The only thing I'm doing is just to make sure it's secure and it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, needed to make a quick pit stop to get some more foam. While I was out, I did realize I got it all over my coat. Don't know how, but this stuff is super sticky. So we'll see if I can actually get it off of it. But let's fill these gaps. All right, perfect timing. My battery just died. So we are going to let that dry overnight, and then I'm going to come back with that brick molding and put it on the outside, properly seal everything. Today's a quick day for me just because my brother needs some help at his house, so I'm going to help him knock that out. And so I will see you tomorrow in, I guess, a couple seconds. It's the next day, and we did let that foam harden. I did take a trip to the hardware store beforehand. Rather than using brick molding, I actually wanted to get this 4-inch casing instead. I was just looking at some photos with brick molding compared to casing like this, and this is just something I prefer. So let's get that cut and put around the door, and that way, you know, it could look a little bit better than what it looks like right now. Now that we have that up, I do still need to seal around all of the areas that are exposed to potentially get water in. And the only thing I'm not going to do is actually cover up the really tiny nails, or I should say screws, that I put in. The only reason is because eventually I actually do want to put siding on the front, and that way I could just easily take those off, and then after the siding is on, just put them right back on. So now that the front door is taken care of, it's super exciting, but there's still a lot to do in here. A little bit more framing on the walls, and then also the ceiling joists that are going to go across for both of the lofts here. I guess a little bit of a sneak peek of what the cabinets will be. Again, I'm eventually going to paint these, but I wanted to pick up both of these because of this support here for the beam. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to need to cut this Lazy Susan, if I was going to be able to frame around it, anything like that. So I'm really glad that I did pick these up, specifically because if I have a scrap of 2x4 with me, this can actually fit perfectly behind this, which means I can frame this wall here and go straight up. These are not going to be drilled in anytime soon, but I am glad at least that I did pick this up kind of as a visualization for me. You know, being new to this, I can of course measure everything out and try to figure it out, but having it in front of me, I do much better. And so that's a situation where, again, I'm happy to know that I can frame the front of this out. So the next order of business I do want to take care of is actually framing out this piece right here. So I am going to frame around here, and then I'm going to have to put little pieces of wood in between again, so there's something to secure to for drywall. One of the things I was thinking, where the camera is right now, is pretty much where the entryway door is. Because this juts out a little bit, I was actually thinking about building out just kind of a separating wall between here and the dining room is going to be in this area once I have like a window and everything. And I figured potentially I could build a bench right here with some more storage for when I enter through the front door and want to drop everything off. I'd be curious of your thoughts on that. Definitely comment below if you think it's a good idea, or maybe you could throw out another idea that would help me out with the space too. But I figured this is actually just kind of a random piece here, but I figured I could get creative with it and make lemonade with the lemons that I'm served here. You could see around these pieces right here, just from working on the trim and some of the foam and everything, this place is already a mess again. So I think I am going to order a dumpster pretty soon and really, I guess, transform this space and clean it up to make it more organized and refreshing to finish all the framing up. All right, we can leave that up there for now. No, I did that. Editor Alex here. After I got those concrete nails in, my phone died, but all I had to do was just make sure that the wall was level and just secured it into place. But I thought it was really cool that originally I wanted to just build up the space there, but then I thought to go all the way to the bathroom just to connect it and make it one big wall there, which will make it really easy for drywall and everything like that. But that's where we're going to end the video. You know, I got a little bit done, but I'm going to keep chugging along. I did schedule AJ to come and put in the electric, which is great. And then again, I'm getting getting ready to put in the application to have the rough and plumbing inspected, and we're going to just keep on moving. So if you've gotten this far, I really appreciate it. Definitely like and comment, and if you are new here, definitely consider subscribing, as there's still a lot of building to go. So I will see you in the next one.